Someone kept saying hi to me, and it was an African male. I don't have any relationship with an African male, so I want to know who it was. Probably from one of these scumbags who are stalking me. All right, he wasn't there, so I'm going to go back downstairs. And I'm keeping my camera on. June 15, 2026, 7:22 p.m. All right. So when I stepped onto the elevator on the second floor, I kept hearing from behind me, "Hey, how you doing?" And it was an African male. And I don't have any type of friendship or relationship with African males. And so I didn't respond. But as I stepped onto the elevator, I can see out of, as I was looking down, that there was a black African standing directly outside of the elevator. And he kept saying, "Hey, how you doing?" I wish I would have looked up and turned the camera on, because this is the honest fact, what these Africans, and you know what, let me just say this, there's Africans and then there's niggers, and the niggers are the ones who I say, they latched onto the white people so many years ago, they wouldn't leave, and then they were chased out with shotguns. I really think that that's actually what, because these guys are they keep creating like these little skits to make it seem like in public that I had ever had anything to do with them. And it's really, really, really psychotic. I keep missing these chances to record them. It's just, I hate that I do that. I wish I would have just, stopped the elevator, but it just makes me so sick to even talk to them. It makes me, but they're responding even more heavily now from my videos, from my, most recent, especially my statement about, them being chased out with shotguns. So now they're responding even more, a lot more heavier. They're whack jobs. They are 100% whack jobs. I didn't want to look at that. I don't want to say African, because that then disrespects the African population. That nigger. I didn't want to look up at that nigger, so I just kept my head, at my phone and looking at the bus, schedule when it was going to arrive. I don't want to record this person. So, gosh darn it. So then I took the elevator back up to the second floor, because I'm thinking, no, I want to record who this person is. And I didn't see him anywhere. And I mean, nowhere. There was an African male sleeping on a chair. I thought, well, no, this guy wouldn't have fallen asleep, all of a sudden. And I didn't see him anywhere. So I didn't see an African male anywhere. So then I took the elevator back down, and I didn't see an African male. So, gosh darn it, I wish I would have taken out my phone and stepped out of the elevator and said, who the hell are you? Because what they have done repeatedly, like an African male will get on the bus and say, hey, how you doing? And I have no idea who they are. But they set up, these scenarios to say, she has, we were buds, and I document everything. Everything. So I can tell you where I was at 2 p.m. last year on this date. I document everything. I mean, everything. So, but these guys, they were pushed out of their mother's ass. And so it doesn't register. You can't lie about me. You can't create stories about me, because that's what actually the YWCA even did. And I do think that is somehow attached to Dominic Coletta. And then when the YWCA joined, now they have to somehow, I don't know. But, it's like I'm trying to just figure out what the hell is wrong with you? Because this is a trip. So let me just say this again, because they're stupid, they're slow, they were pushed out of their mother's ass. So let me just say this. I have never, ever spent any time at all with an African at all. Male, female, nothing. When I'm working and I'm working with an African, I'm working with an African. But other than that, absolutely not. Ever. Never. I think that they are really disgusting. I think that they're very uncivilized, very just disgusting. That's it, period. I would never, ever lower my standards. My mother, my grandmother, my godmother, they had the highest level of class. And I will never stoop down to any lower level than where they were at. Ever. And, I just, let me say it again. Niggers, go away. Just get away from me. You're so disgusting. Get away from me. And they just don't comprehend. Absolutely just don't comprehend. Gosh, I just wish I would have, I wish I would have just taken out the camera and stepped off of the elevator and said, why are you saying hello to me? I don't know you. And then recorded it, because there was some type of association with the individuals who are stalking me. I stated the time when I left. And so it was on the second floor. There's cameras around. Just, but I just wish that someone would step in to investigate this. I really do. Um, because there will be a constant link to the individuals who I stated are the joiners who are involved. I don't want to record this person. There will be a constant link. This person was on the second floor, standing outside of the elevator when I left. I just wish someone would just investigate this. There will be some link to him with the individuals who are involved. So I'm going to keep this on. When I reach the corner, it's a 10-minute walk. So it's 7:32. 7:33 p.m. and it is June 15. They just keep on stalking me, and you know what? It's because they're so low about themselves, and they want to be in the life of a white person, and it is unfortunately me. They're very, very low. And I was gonna say something that we related to what I said in the description of my video, that they do latch on. I'm not gonna say it. All right, I'm gonna check the bus schedule. I'm gonna check the bus schedule for this bus to see when it's arriving.